Welcome, listeners, to a deep dive into the profound philosophy of Napoleon Hill, a visionary whose timeless principles continue to illuminate the path to personal achievement and triumph over adversity. In a world teeming with challenges and uncertainties, Hill offers a powerful, practical philosophy for cultivating a positive mindset, one that doesn't just cope with adversity, but actively transforms it into a springboard for success. Hill's core assertion, which forms the bedrock of his entire philosophy, is simple yet revolutionary. Thoughts are things. He posits that your mental state directly influences your ability to achieve success or succumb to failure, emphasizing that your mind is your greatest asset and the only thing over which you have complete control. By mastering this internal dominion, you come to influence all that is external in your life. This process begins with cultivating what Hill refers to as a positive mental attitude, or PMA, a cornerstone concept that allows you to view life situations constructively and optimistically, seeing possibilities even in problems. So how does one begin to build such an empowering mindset? Hill outlines several interconnected principles, starting with the absolute necessity of a definite purpose. Establishing a definite purpose and burning desire. According to Hill, the journey to overcoming adversity and achieving success begins with a definite purpose. He warns that drifting through life without a clear aim is the first cause of failure. This isn't merely a vague wish, but a burning desire for its achievement, an obsession that consumes your thoughts and drives your actions. Consider the classic example of Edwin C. Barnes, who had an overwhelming desire to become Thomas Edison's business associate, not just an employee. His burning desire was so intense that it propelled him to overcome initial rejections and countless obstacles, ultimately leading him to achieve his goal. Hill highlights that this kind of unwavering desire, when combined with a clear purpose, acts as a powerful catalyst, enabling individuals to attract the harmonious circumstances needed for their success. Without a well-defined purpose, there's simply no hope of success. This definite purpose must be expressed through clear, concise plans, and crucially, you must make a firm decision to follow through on your plan and never give up. This commitment to action is paramount. A weak plan applied with definiteness often succeeds more quickly than a sound plan applied indefinitely. Mastering your mind, self-discipline, and emotional control. Once a definite purpose is established, the next critical step is mastery over self, which Hill often equates with self-discipline. This principle is described as the master key for personal achievement, enabling you to take possession of your own mind. It teaches you to think first and act afterwards, to focus on the things you want and ignore those you do not. A major component of self-mastery is emotional control. Hill identifies 7 major negative emotions: fear, hatred, anger, greed, jealousy, revenge, and superstition, which are destructive and hinder success. He famously declares that fear is the tool of a man-made devil. To cultivate a positive mindset, you must actively discourage these negative thoughts and emotions. Conversely, you must encourage and utilize positive emotions such as love, sex, transmuted energy, hope, faith, enthusiasm, loyalty, and desire, as these are the true driving forces for achievement. This emotional control leads directly to what Hill calls applied faith. Faith, in his view, is not a passive belief, but a state of mind which can be cultivated and controlled. It is the absence of all forms of negative thought. Through applied faith, one connects with what Hill terms infinite intelligence, drawing upon a universal store of wisdom and power. To develop this faith, Hill proposes the practice of autosuggestion. This is the deliberate process of feeding your subconscious mind positive, creative thoughts until they become ingrained habits. It requires repetition with emotion. You are instructed to write out your definite chief aim, read it aloud twice daily with strong emotion, and see and feel yourself already in possession of the desired outcome. This consistent mental programming, Hill asserts, will eventually lead to the manifestation of your desires because whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Furthermore, Hill speaks of an other self within each individual. This inner power, which knows no limitations or fears, often awakens during times of crisis or temporary defeat, forcing one to think and find a way out of difficulty. Relying on this other self provides a powerful resource for surmounting obstacles. Harnessing adversity, persistence, and learning from defeat. Adversity, temporary defeat, and even failure are not to be feared but embraced as opportunities for growth. Hill stresses that these experiences are often part of nature's method of disciplining people to learn how to take possession of their own minds. He declares that every adversity, temporary defeat, and failure carries the seed of an equivalent advantage. This means that while no one desires setbacks, they provide invaluable lessons and can be converted into benefits. The key to this transformation is persistence. Hill identifies lack of persistence as a major cause of failure, common to most who give up at the first sign of opposition or misfortune. He powerfully states, "No man is ever whipped until he quits in his own mind." Persistence is a state of mind that can be cultivated by having a definite purpose and an intense desire. Hill makes a crucial distinction. Failure is a state of mind. Therefore, it is something an individual can control until he neglects to exercise this privilege. It's not a permanent reality, but a temporary defeat that, when met with persistence, forces one to think accurately, adapt plans, and ultimately discover new avenues to success. Hill highlights that your environment significantly influences your thought habits. The material on which thoughts are fed come from one's environment. Thought habits are made permanent by hypnotic rhythm. Therefore, it is crucial to choose your intimate associates with great care, selecting those whose dominating thoughts are positive, friendly, and harmonious. He cautions that association with negative individuals can lead to negative thought habits, which are as detrimental as physical poison. The most effective way to create a positive environment and overcome adversity is through the Mastermind Alliance. This is a friendly alliance of a group of people who will obligate themselves to assist one another in achieving the object of some definite purpose. Successful individuals, Hill notes, understand that outstanding achievement is impossible without the friendly cooperation of others. A mastermind group provides collective knowledge, support, energy, and encouragement, which are crucial for fostering persistence and amplifying success beyond what one could achieve alone. The law of hypnotic rhythm and cosmic habit force. Underpinning all of these principles is a fundamental law of nature that Hill terms hypnotic rhythm, or cosmic habit force. This law ensures that your dominating thoughts and thought habits become permanent. It's an inexorable force, much like the law of gravity, which affects everyone and everything. If your mind fears poverty, this law will attract poverty. If your mind demands opulence and expects it, it will attract the physical and financial equivalents of opulence. The goal is not to try to change this law, as it cannot be changed, but to change yourself and your habits to align with it. By consistently focusing on positive, success-oriented thoughts and actions, you effectively program this law to translate your desires into their physical equivalents. Over time, this consistent effort leads to habits that become permanent, creating a positive rhythm of thought that attracts success. In summary, Napoleon Hill's comprehensive philosophy for cultivating a positive mindset to overcome adversity is a powerful blend of introspection, belief, and relentless action. It requires establishing a definite purpose and a burning desire to achieve it, mastering your own mind through self-discipline, actively controlling your thoughts and emotions to eliminate negativity and foster powerful positive states, developing unshakable applied faith through autosuggestion and consistent visualization, believing in your ability to achieve your goals, embracing adversity and temporary defeat as essential stepping stones, knowing that every setback contains the seed of an equivalent advantage, carefully controlling your environmental influences and forming mastermind alliances with like-minded individuals to amplify your efforts and maintain a positive, collective mindset. Understanding and aligning with the law of hypnotic rhythm, cosmic habit force, ensuring your dominating positive thoughts become permanent realities. Napoleon Hill believed that your only limitations are those you set up in your own mind. He faced poverty, failure, and adversity himself, and through these experiences, he refined the very principles he taught, demonstrating their practical application. The choice is yours. Will you succumb to fear and drift with circumstances, or will you take control of your mind, apply these timeless principles, and actively shape your destiny to achieve profound success and freedom? Hill's wisdom empowers you to become the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. The tools are at your command in great abundance. Begin today and unlock your true potential.